All right, hey, what's up? It's Bo from 1 Million Cards. I just bought a tripod for my cell phone camera so I can mount it up on my card shelves, and it even came with a remote. However, I learned that I was trying to do a tweet while the Bluetooth remote was hooked up to my phone. My keyboard on the camera or on my phone would not come up. So I thought it was a Twitter malfunction, so shut my phone down, turned it back on, went to my YouTube live, and once again it didn't work. So had to do it the old-fashioned way. I'll have to do some searching, and maybe that's why it was on clearance for $10 at Target. So I've got Mark in the room. Thanks for stopping by, watching me sort some cards. What I'm doing tonight is finishing up a few trades from some Facebook groups. Right now I'm working on a box for David. David sent me a large flat rate box full of Cubs, close to 5,000 cards. I haven't sorted them out yet, so he threw some oddballs. Looking forward to see what David sent. He wanted a list of. He's working on some top sets, so I'm pulling some 81, 83, 84, 86 tops, and then some new stuff between 2010 and 2018. I have most of his ready to go. I've got three like 800 count boxes. This is a large flat rate gaming box is what it's called. Um, you can't really find them in the post office. I had to order like 25 of them, but they're free. And it's a large. It's the same rate postage wise for a large flat rate box is the normal ones that you can find in the post office, whatever they are. $17, I think. So I've done a few of those, and I'm just wrapping up. I've got two smaller boxes that I can squeeze in there. I'm working on some 84 tops for him right now, and so I've got my sorting table here. I'm also pulling some Oakland A's, Kansas City Royals. That'll be my next project. I've got a medium flat rate box trade going for those, and pulling some Yankees and Red Sox because they're always a hot trade. And I've even found a stack of Cubs in these boxes that I've been sorting. 84 tops Cubs, Mike Proly. I found some Bowman Chromes from 2013. Marco Hernandez, Arizmendi Alcantara, Dustin Geiger, who was on the Chiefs in 2012 when I worked for them. Yeah, Mark, postage rates are going up. They're going to zone pricing for USPS, so I'm not sure what exactly. I haven't seen the rate chart. I did see it posted somewhere today, so I haven't really looked into that. I think that takes effect next year. So seems like postage rates are always on the rise. So that does sting. Doing some 84 tops sorting right now. This box came from a large collection that I picked up on Craigslist a few years ago. And I mainly bought it for some of the 70s. He had 77, 78, and 79, like several monster boxes. So that was kind of that's what I wanted the collection for. With it came a lot of junk era. But it also came with some, lesser found stuff like 84 Fleer, 83 Fleer. So that's always a plus. I did get rid of all the 70s stuff. I have a couple binders of 77 and 78 tops. And I still do have a pretty large monster box, a 5,000 count box of 79. So if anybody is looking for those sets, I do have a little bit of 77 and 78, a lot of 79, a lot of 80, 81, 82. So here's some Yankees. Steve Kemp. I'm supposed to be pulling some Angels too, and I keep forgetting. I probably keep forgetting Angels because they are a lesser collected team. I have not made a single team trade for Angels cards. Um, the Yankees are the hottest team trade. And there's several team traders on Twitter. You know, Dennis. Done a couple trades with Dennis. I believe he's at Virginia Yank. There's Vern Tenney, and that might be his Twitter handle. And I've done some other Yankees trades, a few on Facebook groups. Red Sox are always a hot team. I went through a run where I was trading a lot of Tigers and Rangers, and that subsided. In fact, one trade I was behind because I had to sort more boxes. Same with Rangers. A couple Blandellis coach down in Texas. I was sending him some Rangers, and he had a friend down there that was collecting them as well. Here's a stack of Leon Durham, 84 tops. The Bull, he was great. Love Leon Durham. Excited today. I picked up tickets for to see Miguel Montero at Club 400. It's outside of Chicago, quite a ways outside of Chicago, Lake in the Hills. And Stu at Club 400 puts together a bunch of fundraisers, and Cubs and former Cubs have come out, and it's in his house, in his basement, literally. His basement is a Cubs museum. It's really freaking cool. It was actually featured on a Netflix show. Can't think of the show's name, but it was about like cool houses. So that's coming up. The Christmas party is November 17th. Miguel Montero is the guest. I went to see Javi Baez out there in May. He had Kyle Schwarber in July. I missed that one. Bill Buckner and Ray Burris were there in January, just ahead of the Cubs convention. That was a great event as well. So looking forward to that. And a buddy of mine who's also going to come up for it told me that there's a show in Rosemont at the Horizon. So we're gonna double up, take in a card show, drink some beers with Miguel Montero. So that'll be fun. So this box, I'm gonna have to leave a couple out. Hey Mark, no problem. Whenever you're ready. I know what it's like to be behind. I made a bunch of trades this past weekend, and I'm behind on David, who I'm sorting cards for now. He sent his large flat rate came in yesterday, so I'm a little behind on his. There was another Facebook trade, Chris. In fact, it's a small flat rate box. It just came in the mail today, so I've got to get his cards pulled. I don't think you can see it off in the back. I've got a whiteboard with my trades. So I've got a Kirby Puckett trade that I just I sent out cards. I sent out 631 Kirby Puckett cards to Eric in Kansas, and he's sending me 631 Ryne Sandberg cards. So that's a trade from this week. I'm looking for Carlton Fisk cards for a Facebook collector. Billy reached out to me on Twitter. He's looking for Canseco and Xander Bogaerts. I've got a ton of Canseco, maybe 1,000 or more. Xander Bogaerts, I've got a few. Wayne on Facebook, he's my A's and Royals guy. He's next on the list. In fact, I've got most of his pulled. And Chris, that I got the box for today, he's the Yankee guy. So that's what we got. Here's Dickie Knowles, a stack of Dickie. Oh wow, there's quite a few. Nice stack of Dickie Knowles. So that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 1984 Dops, Dickie Knowles, Rick Cerrone, Jerry Dubinsky, Al Oliver, Ray Knight. I always like Tony La Russa in White Sox. For some reason, maybe it was the maybe it was the uniforms the White Sox had back in the 80s. But as a kid, I loved White Sox cards. I was always a diehard Cubs fan. Bobby Bonilla, the 86 Tops Traded, my favorite card as a kid. Love that card. I love Tony La Russa White Sox manager cards. That was probably because both of those guys were at their peak. My phone's battery's going dead, so probably gonna have to shut this down here in a few minutes. But both Bonilla and La Russa were, super hot at that time in my childhood. Talking 89, 90. Bobby Bonilla was one of the best players in baseball. La Russa, hot manager for the Oakland A's. Oh, here's some Angels while I'm remembering. So I'm not sure, I don't have my Angels collector on my trade board, so I've got to find out, go back through my Twitter DMs. And sometimes if you have reached out to me for trade, especially in the last month, I was in Italy for a couple weeks. I was still on social media, but obviously I was out of the trading loop. So I did get some messages. I tried to respond when I got back, but I do know I missed some. So just shoot me another DM and say, hey, do you want to trade? Here's a stack of John Wathan, John Tudor, Doug Sisk. All right. Hey, Mark, thanks again. Thanks for tuning in and chatting. He's a Mets collector, so yeah. You want some Doug Sisk? Rusty Kuntz. He's a legend in baseball card hobby circles. So I had a bunch of these boxes that were just stacked with 14, 15 of each player. I think I had in the 78 Tops box, because I kept a few. Kept a few of the cards, and I had like 25 Tony Perez 1978 Tops, and they're around somewhere. A bunch of Jack Clarks. I saved Jack Clark, Greg Nettles, Yankees, and Tony Perez. For some reason, there was like 25 of each of those cards. And then there was 87 Tops. There was about 100 of some of the star players. There was over 100 Sandbergs, 100 Bretts. I think there were 100 Nolan Ryans. And 89 Tops Franklin Stubbs caught up. Tim Wallach. Whitey Herzog. I see some Bill Buckners coming up in this pile. There's a couple more Leon Durhams. Bill Campbell Cubs. All right, hoping this this stack would fill this box, but it looks like I'll have to find another. Looks like I do have another 84 Tops box back there. Here's the Buckners. Oh, there's a stack of Buckners. see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Bill Buckners. Here's a couple Mets. Tucker Ashford. I don't even recognize that name. Most names from this era I'm quick with, but there's a few that slipped through that I haven't heard of. Carlos Diaz, he's another Met that I'm not familiar with. All right, so winding down, here's Dennis Lamb, Willie Wilson, and Diaz again. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up here. Finished off the one box of 84 for, this is for David, the top set builder. So there we go. Find the lid, and I'll put this back. So hey, thanks for tuning in for a little quick card sort. I'm going to get back at it, and I'll have a blog hopefully up later tonight, 1millioncubs.net. Be going through the large flat rate box of Cubs that arrived from David, who I'm pulling these cards for, in yesterday's mail, and also Chris's box of Cubs that I'll be sending Yankees his way. So check it out, 1millioncubs.net, and I'll be tweeting some results as well. So thanks for tuning in tonight.